Hello everybody, and welcome to a very special Unnamed Gaming podcast where we are live at WASD, the Video Game Expo here in Tabacoo Docks. I am joined by Nettle and Bendy.
Hello. Hello.
If it sounds like we're whispering, we're trying to be quiet. So, what do you think so far?
I've been impressed. Very good in-game so far. Everything's well, even the demos are well polished, which is not normal, in my opinion. I've had a good time to get it done.
Except that one that I broke.
Oh yeah, Bendy broke a game.
Oh, I stood away from it. It just didn't want me to stop playing it. So that was it.
There's a lot of coverage of various different types of games. I think I've got a favourite so far.
And which game is that?
Can I guess? Is it Spellbound?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's the Forgotten City.
Really?
Yeah. It's a walking sim about a Roman city that you find in the past. It's very interesting. I'm sure I'll go into more detail about it at a later date. But I will definitely be getting it and playing it all the way through. Maybe on stream.
Watch Nettle's Twitch space.
Twitch.tv/Nettlecreates.
So, Bendy, do you have a favourite so far?
I did enjoy the Cathedral 3D, which was like I had no idea what was going on, but you're a demon running away from priests in like a Doom Quake sort of animated thing, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm having fun. You were shooting lasers out of your hands.
She has the high score, by the way.
I do, and all I did was jump.
Maybe that's the key. Don't attack, just jump.
All you do is jump, baby.
For my love.
What is happening?
DCMA, thank you very much. I have one that I've quite enjoyed playing as well. It's called To Hell with the Ugly.
Oh yeah. It did look good. It did look good.
Yeah, it's a point and click set in the 1950s LA. It's got that Monkey Island feel to it, but not the same kind of art style. I don't really know how to explain that art style. It's very much just palette. Like, it's just a palette of colours. There's like no real blocks to it or anything like that. It kind of, I don't really know what I'm saying, but it's very colourful. I liked it.
How did you get your health back?
Yes, when you take damage, you comb your hair to get your health back.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, that's really good. You played a game by the same people, Bendy.
Yes. It was called How to Say Goodbye, and it was like a puzzler. What is it, like a hexagonal puzzler? So you could move rows of hexagons, but I can't. It's really hard to explain, and we'll go back and get some video probably of it.
I do have.
We got some video of it, and you have to just move in the space, but you have to like collect keys, but you can't be on the same level as the key, otherwise you're always like a step away from it, which was it was really satisfying, like a Rubik's cube, like getting things in the right order to then put it like a whole block in space. So that was yeah, I really enjoyed that, and it had undertones of like saying goodbye to family and stuff, but it was also nicely colourful for such a morbid like theme. So it started off sort of like really sad, and then you meet up with somebody in the afterlife and it's really happy, and then you then have to pass on because they pass on, and it was very good. Really short, but very satisfying. I enjoyed that a lot.
I did note to Net when I was watching you play it that it was quite colourful and everything for a kind of afterlife style game.
Yeah, like the palettes, like it was very pastel, and I was speaking to the guy manning the booth, and he was just like, yeah, we wanted to put a more positive colour scheme on something that is not often thought as colourful, but you're actually helping someone to move on rather than, dealing with grief as such, and I got that fear there, and I'm excited to see what more you can go into the more of the story of that. So yeah, that was nice.
And I think there's quite a few we haven't actually managed to play, but we've liked the look of from a distance. Like there was one actually from the people that did the Cathedral 3D, something cosmic. I can't quite remember what it's called now. We Are Cosmic, I think it is.
Yes,
We Are
the
Cosmic.
one, yeah, but they didn't have.
But yes, the demo, it's in very early stage at the moment, but the demo didn't work. So all we had to go with was what the guy told us about, but it sounds really cool. Like the only way to live is to have a shadow, yet you are a creature that has lost their shadow. You manage to gain another shadow of like a giant creature. He said, like, you just think of like the dynamics between Venom and Eddie Brock. Like they don't get along, but they're using each other to get their means. And he says it's quite, it's going to be quite funny and everything like that. So that sounded really good. I'm a little upset that wasn't a demo for that, because I think I'd have really jumped on that.
Feardemic.
Feardemic, there we go. Yes.
Yeah. Surprisingly, they do horror games.
Yes, a lot of horror games. But yeah, there's a few other things here as well. Obviously, we've got the 2K. 2K, yes, they've got
Sega, Team 17.
Sega and Team 17, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got Good Shop and Devolver, which have a lot of interesting, fun little games that we'll get to.
Yeah, this is kind of just a fresh in our memory
They can't
chat.
see that, but I'm pretty sure that guy's got a butt stallion over there. He does.
He does have a butt stallion plushie. Well, we know where Bendy's going next.
I like.
But yeah, this was just a little quick stop off while we still had some things fresh in our memory. We'll probably do another one of these when we've been through a few other bits as well. So it'll kind of be a kind of mix match kind of thing this week. But obviously it's our first live event, so it's been cool.
Yeah, it has been. It's been
Very
good.
cool.
Very impressed with everything on show so far.
We love those
English.
indies.
We do love our indies. You know how much we love our indies. We love them.
I mean, to be fair, that's the only place we've been to so far. So
It's been a lot of stuff already. It's been nice though. It's not horrendously busy. It has picked up now, obviously, because it's after lunchtime, so a lot of people have decided to get out of bed and come. But earlier this morning, it was very easy to get on games, which is always the hardest part.
These events.
to be fair though, even with it being a little bit busy, it's not like we've still been able to walk up to booths and just sit down. So it's not like it's, you've been to things before where you go to look at something and you just think, I've got no chance of getting on this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the bigger EGX. It's always so difficult to get on anything when you go there because it's just so full of people, which is understandable because obviously everyone's gone to play games, but I want to play them.
I do like the fact that with these events, and especially in the indie areas, you get the devs and stuff like chatting with you.
Yeah.
Like when we were playing Spellbound.
Yeah.
The developer was just having a nice chat with us. And that game was cute.
It is so cute.
And when I was playing How to Say Goodbye, or just before I started playing it, the guy there was just explaining to me how it sort of works. And we were watching somebody else play, and we were talking about like the palette and stuff, and that got him into the conversation of we don't want to be all morbid in that. So I like being able to interact with the people that make the
thing
games.
about these events is you can talk to developers to discuss like what their game is about, and it just gives you a little bit more in-depth knowledge about it. It gives you a little bit of passion about it as well, because when you sit down at a desk to play a game you've never played before and you're like, what the hell is this all about? It can very quickly become frustrating when you're not sure what's going to happen, like where you're meant to be going, why you're not going forward even though you're pressing the button correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, that pretty much ends up where one of the games I played, I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called, the word one.
Eloquence.
There we go, Eloquence. But yeah, it's like a language game. It's like that had really nice artwork to it and everything. It looked it was almost like a painting. It's like watching a painting move, but it's like its game system is you're trying to solve these puzzles by having conversations with people, but they're not words. They're symbols, and it took me. He had to come and help me with it because I'm dumb at those games anyway. But it took me quite a while to work out like really what was happening with it, and it's like that's the thing is like there wasn't. I guess because it was a demo and he was there to help, it helped that he would talk to me about it. But there wasn't. There was a one thing to it. You kind of just was in there. There was no tutorial to say this is how this game works. It was almost just a case of you're in the deep end. So it's nice to have someone there that's made the game, and it gives you the help.
Was there like a camera or something? Because he pointed to the camera above the demo. What was that all about?
He asked if it was okay for me to be on camera. I said, yes, it's fine, I'm on the internet, but for good reasons.
Debatable.
Shh, no one knows about them sites. But he said it's because they want to record people's reactions to the game and working things out and stuff. So I said it was fine, and I get it. And to be fair, I was sitting there and I think I was smiling majority of the way through it because it was quite cute. But you could probably see the frustration on my face because I was like, I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
It is one of those things with those games, though. It's often hard to do that in a setting like this when you've got people standing watching you and knowing that there's people looking at what's happening. Whereas if you're in your own room, in your own time, it doesn't really matter how long you've got.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of get to it. But yeah.
And with the demo as well, it was kind of hard to do like a full tutorial of exactly what's going on. Because you kind of have to throw you into the action so you actually get.
Well, you either get the tutorial as your demo, or you have to make your tutorial shorter to go into the actual game.
You say that
That
obviously the first games we kind of played was called Soldiers, but
was good.
But the soul part of it is like your soul. Basically, you're dead warriors, and it's like a side-scrolling 16-bit, maybe 32-bit.
It's reminiscent of Dead Cells.
Yes.
The art style, very much. And it's a roguelike as well, I think.
Yeah, but it's like roguelike, and it's like a hack and slash. Mm-hmm. You're just making your way through the world, but that was really good.
I like the art style of that one very much. Had very Octopath Traveler feel to it. That's the way it looked. Yeah.
That's where you played Forgotten City, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was when I was playing Forgotten City, yeah.
Dear Villagers?
No, that's the Publishers.
The Publishers.
It was the one we played before. That was the Dungeon of Zauk,
which
is currently on Game Pass.
Yeah, which I can't say for the life of me.
It's that one.
It was a bit slow.
It was the combat was quite slow, and
I get what it was meant to be about. It was kind of trying to be like a D&D-esque type.
It needed to it needed it to just move on a bit faster. It
was a bit too much explaining. I don't need that much explaining in my tutorials.
I find that quite. Obviously, I've just complained that I had no tutorial, but it's like on the other end when there's so much to explain. I think sometimes it takes away the interest in the game.
I'm not sure the voice acting and stuff was.
It wasn't great.
It was great either, so I didn't feel that gripped. It looked really pretty. I liked the way it looked.
It was very nicely drawn.
But
the different characters in it were interesting. There was a lot of diverse characters in there, but it was. I don't know. It felt lacking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't grip me. It didn't make me want to really play on from where I got to. So.
No.
At the same booth, me and Andy played Revita. I'm going to say that. It's not Revita like the crisp bread.
I want my Velveeta biscuit.
But it had that Celeste feel to it, as in its aesthetic. It very much looked like that, and it without the climbing aspect to it, it still had the dodge. But it gave you a gun and there's things to fight and stuff and you're collecting souls and that is bless you but it's like a tower climbing kind of game. You complete a level, you move up, and if you die you go back down. I fought a boss and I died and I was like, oh, I'm shit at this. But I think you're supposed to die to that boss because it takes you to the next world after. It's I thought, I'm going back to the beginning, but it took me to the next world, so I'm guessing I'm guessing
how
like
hard it's going to be,
yeah,
sort of thing.
you make your way back up there. So
I think that's all we've done so far.
I think so.
yeah, I think we've spied a few other games as well. We haven't had a chance to play them. Obviously, we won't get a chance to play everything. But while these things were kind of fresh in our mind, I mean, we've been here like nearly 4 hours now, so we just wanted to get some stuff down. But we'll probably come back when we've been to some of the other places and finish off whatever this will be.
That's all. Are you aware that Power Wash Simulator is here?
I've literally had like 10 people come up to me. That's an exaggeration. I only know 4 people here. Every single one of them has said, Power Wash Simulator's here.
We've all said it twice.
I'm on my third.
So yes, I think that's a good place to end that for the moment. And
We'll be back.
we'll be back.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
We're back. We've wandered around a little bit more. What's everybody's take? What more have we done?
More greatness.
We are Cult of Lamb.
We are Cult of Lamb.
We're
Cult of Lamb!
That's all red for everyone at home.
I'm always all red. I say Cult of Lamb because we played Cult of Lamb, which is a very cute little sort of like dungeon crawler, ? Where you'd have to, like, you're a lamb who then indoctrinates people into a cult, but it's so cute and it's so...
Just think, enter the gungeon without guns.
Yes.
You're a lamb.
And you're a lamb that's in a cult. You have to, and it's got like resource management bits as well, which was quite fun, and the music and
you're
stuff.
building
is,
your shrine.
Building the cult.
building your cult of lamb. Really enjoyed that. I think that's probably my top top game of the show so far. To be honest, I really like the way it looks and sounds.
We have a game of the show.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And yeah, anybody else want to pick up anything?
Well, one of our friends who is also here, can you hear me? One of our friends who is also here played Trek to Yona, I can't say it, Tempusbe.
Trek to Yomai.
Thank you. Which a lot of people would have seen on the PlayStation State of Play a few weeks back. I think that was the standout from that State of Play. It wasn't the best, let's face it. And we have 2 opposing views on that because he didn't really like it very much. He didn't enjoy it. However,
his eyes are not even flickering to it.
no,
I'm indifferent to that game.
so indifferent. However, Tempus,
I fucking loved it.
I think it looks really nice.
it looks beautiful.
The way it switches between 2D to like behind you, like the camera angle, it's so seamless. It almost does feel like you're playing in a film. And it's just the sound is fantastic. It did feel like I was actually part of, like, no, there weren't no big triumphant music or anything like that. You was literally just the ambient sound. You could hear people crying as you're going through the village, and you're fighting off the enemies and things like that. And it's very good. You literally have to be patient with it, like they probably would expect you to be as like a samurai, because you have to block the attacks and then do your return foray. But the fact it's in black and white as well, but it just looks so good. I loved it.
You might be seeing it now on screen if you're watching on YouTube.
Yes, because we took some video, I assume, as I was playing it.
I like some video.
Yeah.
That's cool. But yeah, I loved it. I think it's definitely going to be one I'm going to get.
Yeah.
So.
I had a nice chill out playing Terra Nil.
Yes, this is what I was going to go on to.
Yeah, well,
I did a lot of sitting back and watching other people the second half of the show, seeing how people were enjoying their games. But that was one of the ones I played. It's a really lovely environmental resource management game.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to rejuvenate a barren wasteland.
I got like Total Annihilation vibes from it, but without the annihilation bit. So you're just trying to make greenery rather than make death, like in Total Annihilation, but like with the squares and like where you can place things and then what power areas that you can power stuff through your power generators and such things. Yeah, that was quite a nice chill, and the sound was very nice in that one. There's been some very good sound designs in a lot of the games I've played today.
I think the thing that I've picked up on a lot is that there's been a lot of interesting art styles in games as well. Like I mentioned it earlier, the Eloquence.
Yes.
It looked like you was playing a painting.
Yeah.
Like that art style. And there was another game I never got to play. I watched a few people play called Card Shark, and that felt like it was such a strange, like an unusual art style to see in a video game. It really kind of like caught my eye as I was watching it. I mean, gameplay wise, I'd have probably been frustrated because it was a card game, but but it looked brilliant, and I think that's my takeaway from most of this today, is that most of these games have all got these really good and a lot of unique art to them.
Yeah, there is a lot of good, unique art here today.
It is nice to see, because usually when you've got bigger games that are coming out 2 years later, you get this monopoly of like smaller indie games copying them in either their style, design, or their art. But it looks like game studios, and in particular publishers, are looking at more unique styles. So not everything looks the same, not everything feels the same, and they're letting artists have a little bit of liberty in what they do.
I mean, I know what you mean, because a lot, like another thing is like the one thing I will take away, that anything that did look similar in this, like anything out there today, was they were all like the 8, 16, 32-bit style.
But they were also different. So you have your pixel art games, but then they're all different. Like, because playing Core Keeper again, because we played it at EGX. Pixel art, but it's very different than from the pixel art soldier game that we were playing earlier on.
Yes.
Like, very different, but they still have like similar art styles. But
I think it's difficult to really differentiate using pixel art, though. I think you're kind of stuck with literally using pixels, and without doing anything over the top with it, you're kind of stuck in that almost simplistic view of things. But some of them make it look well. I mean, that soul, what was it called? Soldiers.
I'm not soul, but I'm not a soul. No, wait, I got a soul, but I'm not a soldier.
Yeah. But like that looked like, even like the terrain and that looked good. It didn't actually feel like you was playing a pixel game to look at from like the background point of view. You could kind of like the sprite, you could tell, but like if you was looking at the terrain, you probably at a glance you probably wouldn't have said that's pixel. But I think that's quite clever.
Catching up that guy's whistle.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
the new theme tune of the show.
And I think we found a new Saturday night gang game to destroy each other with.
Get packed.
Get
packed.
Get packed.
I had the card somewhere. I was like, I know what this is.
Get packed couch chaos. Isn't
Couch
it?
chaos.
Yes.
I like the fact that it reminds me of Overcooked, but it's competitive. Like the game that me and Nettle played was against each other.
Yes.
But it's like Gang Beasts meets Overcooked meets
Ember.
Yeah. So it was quite fun. I won first round, Nettie kicked my ass second round, but it was good. It was good fun nonetheless.
Yeah.
It'll be good to have a 4 and see how chaotic that gets, because you could like with that bouncy bit in the construction node, because you could just like push people onto it and then get hit by that big boulder coming.
Yeah.
I've just spotted a little game that I played, the Serpent Rogue.
Yes.
I chose it purely for the basis that the main character had a plague mask on, and for anyone who knows me, I enjoy a good old plague mask. Don't judge me. Stop! I can hear you judging me. Stop it. I did play it. It doesn't give you much instruction. It was really nice. It looked really pretty, and I think if I just sat down and actually fully played it, I would very much enjoy it. It looks like it's like exploration with a little bit of combat and like crafting and things like that. So that looks like it's quite good. And your main character's wearing a plague mask, so
What more do you want?
good for me. You played a game over there, didn't you?
Yes, Ship of Fools is fact, right next to the other one you played. Which is a co-op game where you fight on a ship. It is very interesting.
It's a ship of fools, you might say.
It was a ship of fools because it was me and Andy playing. But yeah, it's like, it's just a brawler on a ship. But we got to a certain point where there was a mechanic where these things put you to sleep, but they was continually doing it to us, and we were a bit like, this doesn't feel balanced. Maybe come back in a year or something. But yeah, it was fun enough. Nothing particularly daunting about it. It just it wasn't finished, which most of these games aren't.
Yeah.
So and we're gonna talk about, because I'm gonna be talking about it for the next few months anyway. We dropped in and played some Tiny Tinas. Your first go on it.
It was fun. It's a Borderlands game in
a D&D world. So
win-win.
I mean,
and I finally realised it was Andy Samberg. Who knew? Who knew? I didn't. It just, there was one moment, I guess I didn't listen to it properly when I was playing. I was like, oh my god, that's Andy Samberg being Andy Samberg. Love that game. Yeah. Can't wait to play more of it.
I think it's if you like Borderlands and you like D&D, you will love this game.
It's a
if you're going
looter shooter, basically, isn't it?
If you're going into it hoping it's a completely different name from Borderlands, then I'm afraid you're going to be very disappointed.
Menus are still terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2K, but sort your menus out, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more Borderlands, which I am on board for, because big Borderlands
it's a tough
fan.
and fun game.
Yeah. Where else did we get to? What else did we do?
I mean, we managed to look at a few games behind people. I have been past the mic of power.
Yes, it is worth noting that it did get quite busy this afternoon.
Yes,
which was pleasing to see.
It definitely picked up. I think maybe some of these people had full weekend passes, and maybe it had already been a day already. But obviously, Bendy had to go on Death's Door.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I picked that up. I think I'll buy that. I think that was very fun to play.
I believe it's on Game Pass.
It
It was not sure.
Was
I'm
it?
not 100% sure if it's still on there anymore.
So
I'll have a look.
Was of recent.
Oh,
yes, it looks very. I think everybody talks about how much I love Death's Door, and I just haven't got around to playing it and got a chance to, and likes little running around as little bird boys killing stuff.
Bird boys. Everybody loves
Bird
a
girls, bird people, whatever,
It's a crow with a scarf. What more do you want, people?
And I got an umbrella at one point, which was fun. So yeah, enjoyed that. Get back to that one.
I stood in the background and watched some people play a game called Pixel 3. No, sorry, Muck Pixel 3. It's only coming to Microsoft. Windows, that's the one. But it's very pixelated, but it's like one of them silly jokey puzzle games, and it's like we literally watched some child explain to his mum how to solve this level. And he was in a plane and they had to jump out, but he grabbed the parachute, threw the parachute out the window, then jumped out after the parachute. While falling, grabbed the parachute, put it on. Instead of the parachute coming out, a man named Steve came out of the parachute. So
okay, all right.
yeah. So, and another one as well. They're on a racetrack. There's a bomb on a race car, so he has to get the race car away. To get the keys, you have to kick the racing driver in the nuts to get the keys off him and drive away.
That sounds so fun.
That does sound fun.
It looked weird. It sounded funny. It's just. I think it's just one of them little silly ones. But
oh my god, they killed the stuffed people. Oh no! Oh no, the lamb is gone.
Can't have lamb no more.
If you don't know what's going on, because you won't know, there was a Enter the Gungeon and Cult of the Lamb giant costumed people walking around, and they've literally just walked along carrying them on their shoulders like they've been killed.
Murdered.
So,
Murdered.
I'm surprised with Team 17 being here that we didn't see the Onion King today, but I guess Overcooked is in here, so
It's about, yeah.
it's been out forever, so
yeah. Overall, what would your impressions of WASD be?
Sorry, WASD. It's exactly like EGX Res, and I love it. I think it's perfect. I'm so glad that another thing has come back with these indie games for them. there's a lot of indie games here.
Yeah.
Possibly slightly less than normal, but that's fine.
I think there might be a spacing issue. They haven't taken all of the things that EGX Res did because they all had downstairs.
They had downstairs as well.
So I think they were just maybe it feels like it's testing the water to see if they get enough interest, and if they get enough interest, they'll come back and they'll have more games and more stuff. So, but I've enjoyed myself here.
Yeah, I mean, for the fact that we're here on a Saturday, yes, we said it got a little busy over lunch, but it wasn't like we were fighting to get in anywhere or get onto anything. So it was nice to see that there were people here and interested in playing, but also not frustrating in the fact that we didn't get to see or play anything ourselves.
Yeah.
So, again, I mean, I think this is its first year.
Yes.
Yeah. So
First time.
it's very much a fledgling event, but I think they've done a brilliant job. I definitely think it's a bit. I've never been here before for anything, so it's a bit weird to like have to walk through to all these different little like studios.
I quite
full
like
of
the
things.
layout
Yeah,
of the
we've
Tabacoo
always
Dock.
liked
I
that,
think it's nice that they can split the different like the indie section, and then like Team 17's got its own bit, and then Devolver and all of they have their own little bits, and I quite like that because you don't know who you're expecting in that little area. So.
Yeah, no, I think it's been well organised. I don't overly think that I have a criticism, to be fair, towards it. So
I guess maybe if you are testing the waters more, more next time. Just more. Just give us
yeah,
more.
but that's the thing. If they feel like this is a success, then I imagine next time they will invite more people. Because
I think you have to remember still a lot, in particular indie people, won't have quite. I mean, they won't have realised this is here. They won't have got enough money. They won't have like. There's a lot of games at the moment that are in development, but not quite there enough to bring to these places. So I have a huge expectation that next year there's going to be quite a lot more.
And also, with restrictions and such,
There's still-
this is like everybody's still getting back on their feet with all of the restrictions and stuff. So I imagine if everything goes back to normal, I'm moving air quotes here, there'll be more people will come.
Absolutely.
And it's not like there wasn't enough to do. We filled out the whole day.
Oh God, yeah.
Like-
With adequate rests, and that is very important, people.
Yeah.
I mean, we've not even touched probably half of the stuff that's
Some
here.
of the stuff
We didn't go
haven't-
into the Sega area, not that we need to or anything.
To be
but-
fair, I looked. I did have a wander around when you were playing the Terra Nil one. Well, it was Football Manager 2. Campus.
Which I did want to play, but that's fine. It's
Yeah.
going to come to Game Pass, so it's fine.
Yes, they didn't really have like an overly big section. So, but I think I'm happy with the games that we managed to see and play. I don't feel like I'm upset that I've not had the chance to look at something. I don't feel like I've missed anything.
I like these events because it just brings out games that you may never see and you may never play. Like I might never have heard of Cult of Lamb, and I really want that to come, and I'm going to probably get it on the Switch because it seems like a good
Sit and do.
Like if when I'm at work and I've got an hour lunch break and I'll just go and do some culting. It's not going to be a surprise to some friends of mine when I go, oh yeah, best game that I found here was Cult of Lamb. They're like, of course, it's got the word cult in it.
What was your favourite game then, Nell?
Overall, yeah, I'm still on Forgotten City, I think. Yeah. It's just me to a T. It's a walking simulator where you go look and find mysteries from the past, and I love history.
Are you
so-
actually Lara Croft?
I think I might be.
Okay.
My boobs are even pointy.
Yep. Can confirm. Can confirm.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it there first. But the Terra Nil game is a good second for me because it was a very relaxing, chill game.
That's fair.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll give me one of those lambs.
Go and ask. Let me record the whole thing.
Hi, this is awkward. I'm Bendy from the Unnamed Gaming Podcast. Can I have one of your lambs, please?
You are on camera.
So you have to give it to me?
Just hear Bendy get shot down live.
No. No.
So I think we're done.
I mean,
Are we done?
overall, let's give it a dick rate. Let's give a WASD a dick rating out of 10.
Yeah. Solid I could definitely draw a dick here. Let's give
give
it
it a 10.
10 dicks.
I mean, I did draw a dick
I
here,
know.
but perfect penis.
You can see everybody, but it was a perfect penis.
Yes. But yeah, no, I think it's a very good event. Definitely coming back again.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thanks for
and
having us.
Thanks for giving us some press passes,
Yay.
WASD.
Give us more. But yeah.
But we would recommend it to everybody.
Oh, yeah,
next year.
absolutely.
It's not horrendously expensive, although
No,
I know that's
I think-
rich coming from me. But
when I because I obviously did look at the prices and stuff. It was £22 a day. Children 10 and under go free.
Yeah.
But if you bought the whole 3-day pass, it was £45. So you're basically getting a day free.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, and it ran Thursday to Saturday, which I found was the one thing I found a bit weird. I always thought maybe it'd
that's
run on a
actually
Sunday, but
normal.
is it?
Yeah.
That's from my point of view.
When you got the big like the EGXs, they last Thursday
yeah.
to Sunday, and I think this event is a perfect Thursday too.
EGX Rest always ran from
Thursday.
Wednesday till Saturday, I think it was. I think it's just purely because a lot of people have to return back to their dev studios to
Yeah.
continue working, and they
I
don't really
think-
want to do that on a Sunday night.
I think the next the things that I would maybe say. Like, we didn't go to any of the talks
didn't
or
go
anything
to
like that,
talks,
so
no.
we
We
can't
didn't have
talk on
time to do
those.
talks today.
No, if we came one of the days, I think I would go to
Yeah.
some of the talks. But yeah, maybe have like a bit more interactive things, like not
Yeah.
in the like if you go to the talks, have a bit more, or a live D&D show. That
Something
always
like
goes
that.
well.
They did have a live Dread
Dread.
RPG show,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I believe that was on the first
Thursday.
day.
Yeah.
So I kind of I feel like maybe you probably could have got away with doing something like that. Everything, not necessarily the same show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know you might have been able to had
yeah.
something.
And
on,
again, this might
I
be.
mean, you can have us come and we'll do a D&D live show. Why not?
but if you're listening, WASD organisers, next year
yeah, the Unnamed Gaming Podcast.
Bendy
is
will run a
D&D.
game of
Blaze in the dark.
Blaze in the
No
Dark.
Dark.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool. So I think we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, and we've
Yeah.
been talking for 20
minutes,
Yeah.
so not bad.
Not bad, not bad.
But yes, this will kind of be our episode this week, I think, and then we will be back in 2 weeks' time because we're taking a week's break.
yes.
Because something special's happening.
Just a little special. So,
Is it Easter?
yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. Just Easter.
Bunny rabbit's coming, guys.
Yep. So we've been, I don't know who's hosting this, but we've been the Unnamed Gaming Podcast. Thank you for listening to our WASD little run through here. Remember, follow us on the socials. I've been Bendy. Bendy Ben's costuming everywhere. Follow me.
I've been Nettlecreates. You can follow me everywhere as well.
At Ben's costuming,
Yeah.
or
No, just in real life. Follow me everywhere.
I mean, there is like a posse over there that are following you. So,
We have a posse.
and I've been Tempusbe. Find me everywhere at Tempusbe. You can find the podcast on Twitter at T_U_G_P.
Yes. You should do that every time, Tempest, because I never can.
I made sure I learned that. But yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hope we enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.